Oh, the last
There
minute
we go.
stuff. Okay, everyone, let's move it a little closer.
Take this little pass off there. Okay, slide on over here, BJ. All right,
Oh, we're all good.
here we go. His nickname is the Prodigy, for good reason. BJ Penn, former UFC welterweight as well as lightweight champion. You lost your last fight. We'll talk about that in a second. Not too much, though. Sophie wants to know why you fight, because the belt is just an accessory. Why does BJ Penn fight?
No, I guess I just fight because I've been fighting, since I was younger, just athletic. Everybody in Hawaii is really into athletics and stuff. So I guess it's, kind of wrestle around and box around and always into fighting as a kid. But yeah, the book itself took me a little while to write. I wasn't really, I wasn't very excited to write a book. I kind of got talked into it from some of my counsel and everything. But they came up. It ended up coming out pretty good, and I really enjoyed what the work Dave Weintraub did.
Yeah, you talk a lot about fighting when you were a kid. Well, first off, you talked about your love of soccer, which I didn't realize how much you love soccer. But then you talked about the fact that you boxed a lot, on your deck as a youngster, and that got you into the discipline of mixed martial arts. Graduating from that to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to what you do now, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, definitely a lifestyle. It's what keeps me going, in a lot of ways, day by day, and it's a hobby, great way to stay in shape, and just everything.
Okay, you lost the belt to Frankie Edgar last month in Abu Dhabi. What happened there? I was surprised and disappointed in you, Mr. Penn.
Yeah, so was I.
You sure you want to say that out loud? He's sitting right next to you.
No, I
He's
was
not going to choke me out. We got 5 minutes to go in the interview.
No, yeah, I was surprised, but Frankie fought a good fight, and the real fact of the matter is that I just gotta shut my mouth and wait till August 28th till the rematch.
Yeah, you get the rematch.
And take care of business there.
In the book, you talk about the fights with George St. Pierre, especially the hype for that fight, the second fight. Fighting George St. Pierre and the hype of that. I mean, compared to everything that you've done in your career, I mean, first non-Brazilian to win the world, Jiu-Jitsu championship. Where does that rank? That fight against GSP with everything that went into it?
That was definitely one of the biggest fights of my life. It's awesome how two fighters can step into the ring and create so much buzz and create so much charisma for the sport. And I'm glad to be involved with something that was that big.
Yeah, a little bit of controversy with it too. Or is all that behind you now with GSP and the Vaseline on the back and all the rest of that?
Yeah, definitely. That's all behind me now. I just wanna come out and keep fighting, and I'm 31 now. I've been with the UFC for 10 years. I just wanna keep fighting, put on a lot of good fights for the fans, and just do my best out there.
How do you approach a fight, BJ, in terms of the tactics, and in terms of the style, in terms of dictating the way a bout will go down in the octagon? I mean, do you have a game plan going in, what you want to do against a guy like GSP or a Frankie Edgar? Take me through a fight.
I don't really have a set game plan, but I know what I do good, what my strengths are, and I just try to keep shoving it down the guy's throat until he can't take it anymore, and that makes me feel good.
You're one of only 2 guys to have won championships in 2 different divisions, 155, 170. What do you prefer fighting at?
Everybody says I'm better at 155, but I really want to test my hand at 170 again. We'll see what the future holds. A lot of people ask me if I'm going to fight at 170, but I got to take care of Frankie Edgar in August. So.
I was reading in the province this morning, you were talking about the fact that, when you're not fighting, you're just like the rest of us. You kind of get a little bit fat in between fights. How difficult is it, first off, gaining weight to fight at 170, because you're not putting on fat, you're putting on muscle, but then also coming back down to 155?
Yeah,
what's a bigger struggle?
I really don't gain a lot of weight to go to 170, because I always had it in the back of my mind that I would always drop back to 155. So. We'll see. That's a bridge I have to cross in the future if I'm going to go back to 170, if I'm going to go full blast, or try to jump back and forth. But I guess it's both tough. Putting on muscle is tough, and taking the muscle off to get to 55, it's tough.
What does it do to your body? I mean, does it to lose weight and to gain weight in a short period of time must have an effect on your body in some way?
Yeah, It definitely, it's not good. It's not good for fighters, and I think it's also not good for wrestlers in high school. I don't think it's good to be cutting out your food, at that time in your life, and I don't think it's healthy for anyone to always be doing that yo-yo
But it's
diet.
a challenge you want to
Yeah.
think about.
Nutrition has changed. The science of sport has changed. The one thing that I want to ask you about is, you're called a prodigy, but you're also called an author now with the new book. You ever thought you'd be an author?
No, I definitely never thought I'd be an author. I tell you that right now.
You're a Renaissance man.
Hey, you became a dad too. Different life now for you as a, well, not just an author, but as a father. I mean, life different for you now, especially, you know, the way you go about doing your job?
Yeah, not a lot. I got a reason to come home now, and I got, you know, she cheers me up now, and I'm just happy I got a daughter.
Hey, I became a fight fan of this sport probably 5-6 years now. What's the most misunderstood thing about mixed martial arts? Because I know we have this discussion amongst ourselves. There's a lot of people who see it and they're like, "Hey."
It's hard. Honestly, I got to tell you, frankly, it's hard to watch for me sometimes.
What's misunderstood about the sport?
People just don't understand how technical it is, and they don't understand how smart the fighters on the top are, because we have to make so many calculations in a milliseconds. We have to, you know, figure out our depth perception, you know, what move to use. Are we going to grapple? Are we going to strike? Are we going to kick? And people just don't understand what really goes into everything. They know we're great athletes. They know we train hard now. At least they're giving us that. But you know, it's very technical.
The strategy and
the strategy involved is
Lastly,
amazing.
a short answer for you. What does the sport have to do to maintain its popularity? Because there's nothing like it right now in terms of a sport surging.
I just think I think there's nothing stopping it now. I think all these new fighters are going to come in. You know, there's people right now who we don't know who are going to be the champions of tomorrow, and these guys are going to just keep making the sport grow.
Thank you for coming in. I know you signed for hundreds of people. You can see this guy this afternoon at Popeyes at Kitsilano. He's there from 12 to 4 p.m. It's his first visit to Vancouver. He's a gracious guy, so pop by and see him at Popeyes down there on West Broadway. BJ Penn, the prodigy, you're also a real gentleman. And stick with us before we say goodbye. There you go. Now you know why he
Don't
fights.
pat him on the back too hard now.
Hey, I'm not going to mess with this guy.
Nor should
He's
you.
a living legend and probably going to be the champion again come August.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
we will.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, no kidding.
First time to Vancouver. Sorry about the weather.
Yeah, a little unsettled, that's for sure. Hopefully tomorrow will be better.
All right, that's it for us this morning. We'll see you at noon. Have a great morning.
I'm tapping out right now.
Thanks for watching.